So, if people don't know me, I am a bit of, and everyone who do know me is like, no, really? Is that I'm kind of a big Batman fan, like huge. Like I watch the movies, animated and live action. I play the Arkham games. I have read the comics, not clearly not episode one because this character has been around for 80 years, and they release about I don't know a new Batman series every fucking week. And when you finish one, there's like 5 others that are not you have not finished, so it's pretty hard to keep up what's going on in the comics. But I am a comic book reader. Batman's kind of like my jam. He's my boy. He's the man for me, right? I think this character is the best character in all the literature. Yeah, those are half a word for some people whose favorite character or literature is that character or that character. For me, he's my favorite character. So, unsaid so, any part of the multiverse, I would be really looking forward to a new version or any version that has Batman in it. A team-up film, a standalone film, part of a shared universe, one that isn't part of the shared universe, one starring a shared universe. Whatever part of the multiverse I am in, I'm always looking forward to Batman. And after me, who just seen the Batman, I have to say, I just walked out of the movie like 30 minutes ago. And there's a part of me that wants to say it might be the best Batman movie ever made, but I don't want to jump to conclusions. Like, really, this movie is really, really good. Like, amazingly good. Like, the one thing everybody had a question over was the one time that it's 2 hours and 55 minutes long. It's nearly clocking 3 hours. We're like, does this movie need to be that long? I say yes, because every moment in this movie matters. Because if it's not character-based, it's story-based. And if it's not story-based, it's character-based. And when I mean character, I don't mean the character of Bruce and Batman. And that's there, but it's also exploring relationships. The relationship between Bruce and Alfred, Bruce and Selina, Bruce and Gordon. And also those separate characters. Like, you don't get a really, really cool... Like, it's in the trailers, the interrogation scene, where you had Riddler and Batman in Arkham, and they're having this conversation. You don't have a scene like that, which is fucking fantastic. And making it pay off if all the other shit doesn't happen and it doesn't else work. And every scene that leads up to that scene is fantastic, and it's leading up to that point. There's a reason why we have a 5-minute Batmobile chase scene. There's a reason why, and it's because it's all story-based. And I'm like, yes, there is the comic fan in me is like getting that finally I see a really, really great Batman movie that focuses on the detective. Whilst Al Ghul calls, Batman not Batman or Bruce or Mr. Wayne or whatever the others people like to call him, he calls him Detective. He's the world's greatest detective, and we see maybe scenes here and there from the other versions. I mean, I think Batman v Superman is kind of like the prior from this film. Batman v Superman is kind of like the furthest or like the closest of getting like a detective aspects of the character with the whole white porkies thing. But outside of that, we're like, come on, we'd like to see Batman find some fools, and I love seeing this Batman find some fools. And the fights are quick, because realistically, he's not fighting Bane, he's not fighting the League of Assassins, he's not fighting the Court of Owls, he's not fighting Azrael, he's not fighting, even, characters who have some kind of agility. He's fighting goons, he's fighting henchmen. They're very quick to fight. You know, probably later in sequels, he'll have a bigger challenge. He'll fight maybe a Bane, or fight the Court of Owls, or whatever it could have been. But the fights are really well put together. But also the one thing, along with the detective aspect of things, I will mention the detective aspects of it a little. My thought just came to this: is we also get to see the boogeyman of Batman, where this is the Batman that criminals fear and piss their pants to. And you feel that. Like, the moment we see him, I mean, them just seeing the back signal up in the air, shining through the clouds, they're like, is he coming for me? Is he coming for me? What's going on? And you're like, oh my god, this is the boogeyman. This is the guy. This is the cowardly and superstitious. This is them going, why am I pissing myself? Oh shit, it's the goddamn bat signals in the light. Like, I love it. I love it. Even Penguin, who's played by Colin Farrell, who's fantastic. Can't wait to see more of his version of Penguin in the HBO Max TV show that they're doing. I'm really looking forward to see more of this version of Penguin. But even Penguin, he's fierce. He's like, fuck, this dude's coming for me. This guy's fucking hell. This movie's coming for me, and he's like determined. He won't stop. I love it. I love it. But back to the detective aspect of things. We've been having her come and give us a detective film. And Matt Reeves, who's the director and co-writer of this movie, he's like, yeah, I'm going to give you that. And we're like, yeah, sure, Matt. Fine. Yeah. We know how this goes. Yes, we'll explore it a little bit. But yeah, you're probably just going to have it home and just make a popcorn action movie. Oh, shit, you're kidding. You promise and deliver on that this is a detective movie. This is about, Riddler's burning fools, and you have Batman and Gordon trying to solve the murders and trying to find who is Riddler. We know who Riddler is, but who is Riddler, and find out the reason, his motivations, and all that kind of stuff. And with Paul Dano playing the Riddler, like, when they announced that, oh, we're going to do the Riddler as our choice of serial killer, you're like, really? What do you mean the Riddler? I mean, the character's just known to be saying, like, having a cane in a suit and tie and maybe a green top hat, and him saying, riddle me this! In a game show environment that's fucked up, and it's like, it's a game show with, like, the Jigsaw stuff from Saw happening. And you're like, okay, let's see how this goes. And it's grounded. He does the traps. He does certain Riddler things. But it works so well. Like, you can tell, like, yeah, this is Riddler. Like, the fun thing about the Riddler is the riddles. Of him saying, what does blah, blah, blah mean? And blah, 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 whatever the riddle is. And you're fun to be like, okay, what could that mean? And then Batman just says 10 seconds later, you're like, God damn it, Bruce, I wanted to figure it out myself. Can I? Fine, we'll get in the back of Bill and drive around to hunt down the other Riddler trophies. How many are left? 200? For fuck's sake. Why is this guy such a little bug? God damn it. Anyway. Zoe Kravitz, who plays Catwoman, or aka Selena Kyle, she is, I will say this, watching this movie, I'm like, this person, she is born to play Catwoman. She is born to play Selena Kyle. Every line that she speaks and every emotion in her performance, I'm like, this is the Catwoman that I have played in the Arkham games. This is the Catwoman that I wear in the comics. This is the Catwoman that I watch in the anime stuff, and definitely in Batman the Animated Series. This is the Catwoman that I know and recognize from the source material and all the other medias that has the character in it. I think we have found the definitive, like, comic book accurate Selena Kyle, So, how is our main man? How is Robert Pattinson as Batman? I will say this. I do not ever want to hear Twilight Boy ever again. I'm done. We went through this dance for 3 fucking years, or 4 years, when they announced him. And everyone's like, they got the Twilight Boy to be Batman. Can we learn from this? When everyone was like, they got Mr. Mom to be Batman? Well, why did they got Mr. Mom to be Batman? You know? Beard is why. He's too short. And then guess what? We all were excited to see him back in the Flash. And then it was, you got the 10 things that make you to be Dragon, the boy that mountain guy. And then turned out how that went out. And then in 2014, they got the G League on to be Batman, and Batman v Superman. What is Batman doing? This is horrible. And then turned out what that turned out. A fantastic choice. Maybe the best part of BBS. And now, with the Twilight Boy, I will say this, how can we learn? Can we just fucking learn from this? Well, we just wait to see the movie, see the trailers. If it doesn't work for you, don't. Maybe check Good Time. Maybe check The Rover. Maybe what's Tenet. Maybe do that. But he's really good as Batman. He's really good. This is a guy who's able to show. I mean, they do reference the parents a lot. They do reference Thomas and Martha Wayne a lot in the film. But this is a point of reference. Like, it's that whole thing of like, okay, people don't want to see the death of the Waynes, but we need to show a way to have a home that them are the reason why he's doing this. But at the same time, you see Pattinson's face. You see the pain and trauma of Thomas and Martha's death affecting him, and him doing this decision, and him on this life quest that will never ever ever end. And then you have, he is vengeance, he is the night, he is Batman. It's just a really great movie. I think it's going to be on like the top 10 list for definitely by the end of the year. And it'll be imagined, because knowing like this is a great year to be a Batman fan in live action wise, because you got this movie and Flash and Batgirl comes along. And and for the main DCU, but currently I'm kind of not caring much about the DCU. I just want to focus on this version of the character now. I want to see all the spin-offs. I want to see the Batverse, because clearly they're setting up another shared universe, but just Batman-centric. Not with other characters. There's not going to be a Superman, there ain't going to be a Wonder Woman. It's just Batman characters. Maybe some crossover stuff, like, maybe a Maxwell Lord type thing, but probably outside of that, or of the Queen, whatever. But, yeah, this is a really great movie. Yeah, give me more of this Batman. Give me more of this goddamn Batman.